Forget what you learned in school. Never mind what your parents told you, and disregard what your friends say. From now on, the only people you need to listen to are these guys. For the next several minutes, they'll take you on a journey through the political jungle. And when your journey is over and you're safe at home, they promise you'll be stronger, smarter, and just plain better. So buckle up, hang on to your ears, because your journey starts now.
Hey, I'm Nate. That's Brian.
Hi, I'm Brian. You're listening to the At Odd Show. Today is Thursday. It's, May 10th already? It is.
Yeah, it's May 10th.
2018.
May 10th. That's right.
We're in the Fruit of
the Loom Studios.
We're in the Fruit of the Loom Studios. We got a new sponsor. We're getting free underwear, and I'm loving it. Anyways, yeah, but yada, yada, yada. We're on the 15th floor, yada, yada, yada. We got a lot to talk about
We're
today.
in Latvia.
Are we? I didn't
along
ask.
the Baltic Sea between Lithuania and Estonia.
Is that where we're at?
Yeah.
Is that what
you look around, and the landscape, it's marked by wide beaches, as well as dense, sprawling forests.
That would explain the big body of water I saw when we flew in.
Yeah, that's the Baltic Sea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said Baltic. All right. I want to rant a little bit. I was thinking of this on the drive to the studio in Latvia.
Something.
I usually don't rant, and
You're thinking, gee, the cell service isn't very good here in Latvia.
Latvia. They're good people, strong people, the best people.
Tremendous.
They're tremendous.
Bigly.
I love Facebook, Nate. You know what, Nate? I hate Facebook. I have a love-hate relationship with Facebook. I hate it. But I love it because it's just so...
It's amazing.
So powerful.
It's the best time to be alive in the history of ever.
Maybe.
Right now.
Maybe.
Oh, for sure. No question.
There is no question.
Right.
Yeah. The air conditioner in the studio kicked on, I see.
It's warm in Latvia.
I guess it is. I hate all of my conservative friends.
That's it. Period.
It ends right there. I just want you to know that. All you people out there, I hate you all. No. Is they'll post, like, clearly photoshopped pictures of Obama bowing before, some pedophile person that's photoshopped in there, or you'll just, it's all this fake news and Photoshop memes that they keep sharing because it fits their belief and their agenda, and they don't fact check at all. And I'm guilty of doing that from time to time, but I like to try to fact check things before I post it, because I'm an educator, Nate.
Yeah, but
I want to educate.
You use Snopes.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's a starting point.
Mm-hmm.
I also use Wikipedia. So what's your point?
Same thing.
Now, it's really simple. If you go on an image, especially like a photograph, you can right click over it and it'll do like Google image search.
Yeah.
And you can click it and you can actually find like the original photos before they were photoshopped.
But can you do that on DuckDuckGo?
I don't know.
For those of us that don't use Google because Google's tracking us.
I don't know what DuckDuckGo is.
Oh, geez. So you're still just being tracked by Google?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I don't go anywhere. I never leave my house.
You have nothing to hide, right?
I just watch spiders on the wall.
I have nothing to hide, so I'm okay with sharing all of my information.
Police can come in and search my home anytime.
I'll tell you something.
But that just makes me mad.
I also still use Google.
Yeah, I don't care. Now, getting back to my rant, stop doing it. For God's sake, show some integrity. And then you get people that say, well, I was counting on you, Brian, to fact check it for me. So I show them that it's wrong, but do they take it down? Do they delete the post? No, it's out there propagating its false narrative. Well, you're making the world dumber when you do that.
How much you've hung around any of these left-wing Facebook groups and pages and things.
I go to the meetings.
They don't. Okay, so you should know that they don't like it when people delete things and delete them instead of taking their education and leaving it out there so other people can also get an education from it.
That's continuation of my rant. I will show beyond a reasonable doubt that what that the image or whatever, the meme, is wrong, and then all of the damn comments after that, they don't look at that. They still comment there and go, oh yeah, Obama was a real dick, or oh yeah, Hillary was this, or oh yeah, the whales did that, or whatever it is. They don't.
What are people saying about the whales?
I just made that up.
Okay.
Nobody says anything about whales.
No, because everyone loves whales.
I did find out that there was a study done in Australia that found, get this, Nate, they looked at like 360 ocean fish species, and they found that bigger fish have more offspring than smaller fish.
That's exciting.
Which makes sense, right? You'd think that they would.
But
what they found
makes sense, but
well, they would have more eggs.
Oh,
because they're bigger.
Okay,
right? There's more volume for eggs.
I guess I don't. Okay, maybe.
But you'd think it would be proportional. So you have a 4-pound fish has X amount of eggs, and a 10-pound fish being 10 times bigger, or a 40-pound fish, 10 times bigger, 4 and 40.
Okay.
You'd think there would be, it'd be 10 times more eggs. But what they're finding, it's 28 to 30 times more eggs in the larger fish.
Wow, that's a lot more.
So they think it's significant finding because what it does is it allows fish managers to try to protect large, fertile females from being harvested because they can produce more fish.
Great. That's what we need.
I think so.
That's what we need, we need more regulations.
I think so. I think you're right.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think you could try to do it on a voluntary basis, like I do when I catch and release all my fish.
You put all the big ones back.
I don't catch any big ones, Nate.
That's true.
I put them all back.
That's true.
No, I put my fish back. I love smallmouth bass. I love smallmouth bass fishing.
Yeah.
Up in northern Michigan, they're beautiful fish.
You
they
caught
fight.
Some decent sized trout.
We've caught trout, but you can get lake trout in shallow too with the bass.
Yeah,
but I've caught some big bass. But I always release them.
Okay.
Not everybody does, especially when they take the females off the beds in the spring and kill them.
Yeah.
And they don't reproduce. Doesn't help the fishery.
Yeah.
No regulation says they have to release them, but conservationists, they'll self-regulate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know how I got into that.
I think we're set on fish.
All right.
We'll be okay.
We're actually not, Nate, if you want to go into it.
Listen, we're fine. We're getting...
we're not.
They're being replenished with those Asian carp.
So
we're good to go.
Well, they're trying to find a way to make those palatable, I guess, and create a market for them.
Huh.
The North Bank cod population was almost decimated a few years ago, and it wasn't for strict regulations to get the fishermen to stop fishing that area.
Sure.
There's a lot about cod that you don't know.
And
how they breed
delicious.
And migrate. It's delicious.
It's delicious.
People eat cod like crazy.
Yeah, I know.
And I want to continue to eat them. I used to love eating dodo.
I used to get cod from a place in Frankenmuth called Edelweiss. It was delicious. It was a good German restaurant, so I got cod. They had really good pizza, too.
Germans are on the Mediterranean. They would have had access with the English off the North Sea, and they would have had lots of cod. So I don't know what you're saying. But my point was, cod is as good as dodo was.
I remember my dad.
But the problem with dodo, there isn't any anymore.
Geez, if we would have just had regulations.
If only.
I remember my dad ordering coleslaw from Edelweiss.
Yeah, coleslaw is always a sketchy.
He ordered a quart.
Side dish.
He said, "I want a quart of coleslaw."
Oh, even worse.
A quart, and they said, "We only have it in pints."
Okay. Was this a German waitress?
It was probably some high school kid that is probably running some Fortune 500 company now.
Damn it!
I think he started Facebook or something. MySpace. His name was Tom.
Okay.
All right, let's move on.
No, I want to get back to coleslaw because I love coleslaw, and I love a good coleslaw, but it's always sketchy.
They had good coleslaw, but they closed.
A lot of places, they keep their coleslaw too long, and it goes bad, and they serve it. So it's like 50-50 with me.
I don't think a lot of places do that. I've never
50-50.
I've never gotten old, bad coleslaw.
I have. Lots of times, and it's gone bitter.
Well, I mean, think about the kind of places you go.
Yeah, like, I don't know, the Ritz.
Like in Warren?
Bob Evans. They don't have coleslaw.
They don't?
I don't think so.
They don't have cottage cheese either.
Maybe it's cottage cheese. I'm
Yeah,
thinking
they
of
don't
cottage cheese.
have
Yeah,
cottage
they might
cheese.
have coleslaw.
That's ridiculous.
Now, Culver's coleslaw is not bad, but they have a big turnover, so they're making it all the time. Kentucky Fried Chicken's, yeah, it's adequate. It's not the greatest, but I have.
There's nobody buying coleslaw at Culver's.
Yeah, I get it.
That's just no. I don't think so.
I get the cod dinner, Nate.
You might. Do they have cod?
Holy smokes, they got delicious cod meal.
I didn't know that.
They got walleye too.
It's hard not to get the Butterburger.
I think they might have whitefish, although the Butterburger is the best.
Yeah. So, all right, let's move on.
Now I'm hungry. I want some coleslaw.
Why don't we do this on those days where we don't have many things
I
to
know
talk
it.
about? We're like, I don't know, get right into it.
Okay. All right. So what? Trump?
Oh, I guess.
We'll go into that.
You
Let's
want
see. Here,
to
I'll just
play
do
it? All right.
Americans.
Turn it up.
Today,
Thanks.
I want to update the world on our efforts to prevent Iran from acquiring a nuclear weapon. The Iranian regime is the leading state sponsor of terror.
Ooh.
It exports dangerous missiles, fuels conflicts across the Middle East, and supports terrorist proxies and militias such as Hezbollah, Hamas, the Taliban, and al-Qaeda. Over the years, Iran and its proxies have bombed American embassies.
Oh,
De-bombed? Is that what he said?
I think it's
de-bombed.
de-bombed.
What does that mean? Like they're de-bomb or they took bombs away from the embassies? I don't know.
What's a Hezbollah?
I'm going to...
It sounds like a dish
That
where you
sounds
put
tasty. I'd
coleslaw in.
have it with cod. Listen.
If you haven't had a Culver's fish dinner, you really should do it.
Trump
Get
is
their
not,
fish and chips.
Trump's not a very good speaker. He's good when he, improv.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. But
All
he's
right,
not
so
good at
let's talk about this.
Okay.
It
was horrible because we gave our word and we signed this really super official agreement with Iran. Like we signed it, right?
No.
And now Trump's like, we're not doing it anymore.
No.
And he just went back on our word.
I hate how the left.
I'm embarrassed.
The left keep talking about the treaty. He's breaking the treaty.
Which treaty?
Treaty has a legal definition in the Constitution. A president has the power to enter into treaties, but it has to have, 2/3 of the Senate, I think,
Yep.
to approve that. That was never done. This was an informal gentleman's oral agreement.
Well,
What?
sure. There was something signed.
Maybe,
Not by Iran,
but it had no.
which is weird, right? Like they never signed anything.
There was no.
It wasn't legally binding.
Yeah, it wasn't a legal contract that was broken.
I mean, that was like most of Obama's presidency, right?
Right.
Like, he couldn't get things done.
Right. I've got a phone and a pen. Oh, that's Bill Clinton.
That was weird.
That was.
But
What?
what do you expect? I mean, you can't think that your sacred president can do something that the next president can't just undo it.
Right.
Like if you don't have it like, an official treaty or put into law or done the right way,
Right.
how can you expect it to stand?
And I think Iran knew that. They took a risk with that. They knew this wasn't legal. They understand the Constitution. They understand our law probably better than 99% of the people in our country do. They knew that it was a risk, and they were taking that on. I'm just upset because what I did is I put 95% of my 401k in Iranian businesses. Now I think I'm screwed.
You're in trouble now?
I think so.
Yeah. Well, they said they're going to work on ballistic missiles because of this.
Sure, because you can't put a nuke in those.
Right. Well, that's what I
Even a
mean.
dirty
Like they're
one.
like, oh, the U.S. is out. We're making nukes then. But look, so like hours after Trump
But it's the
announces
sanctions.
this,
Aren't the sanctions going back in place
Yes.
and the boycotting and all
Yes.
that? Yeah.
hours after Trump announces it, some of their leaders are burning the American flag.
Yeah.
So I mean, what are we supposed to support them and feel bad for them or what?
Yeah. Because that's a mature thing to do.
Well, I
could see a bunch of college kids doing that, but these were the leaders of their country.
I'm surprised. Now, it was only a few. I don't know if it was supported by everyone.
Well. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
You cannot
I don't
judge
know.
everyone by.
But I could see Trump doing something like that.
I was just going to say that.
I think
that they're acting like Trump.
I think he should. Did you see the? It's a little too early for the joke, but we're going to do it anyway. I saw it was a meme, and it was probably fake news, so I'm sorry
sure
about this.
Yeah, I'm going to be upset.
But it was the Iranian dictator saying, or whatever he is.
Why did
king.
you pause
Why?
on Dick?
Oh, because I didn't on purpose, but Freudian, I
yeah,
guess.
I'm sure it was.
He was saying, you're going to pay big, U.S., for backing out. And then it was Kim Jung Un saying, hey, buddy, I tried that. It didn't work.
And they did it in a slang like, oh, no, I tried that. No, what?
Yeah.
It didn't no work good.
That's not nice because he doesn't speak any English.
How do you know that?
Let alone bro. You think Dennis Rodman's the only person who's went there to meet him? Where do you think I was last weekend?
I thought you were playing a gig somewhere.
In North Korea. Oh,
that's pretty good.
For the dictator Kim Jung Un.
Yeah, you did it again. Dictator.
All right. I wasn't in North Korea, so please don't ask me questions about it, government.
Well, was that a knock on the studio door? The Wizard of Oz.
Oh, yeah.
You don't care about this?
No, I don't, because what?
Dr. Oz?
Yeah.
President announced that he may nominate Dr. Mehmet Oz to a 2-year term on the Presidential Councils of Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition.
That's Dr. Oz, the dude with the show.
He's a kook.
He's
into that woo stuff and that pseudoscience and all of these supplements and crap. Nobody likes them.
That sounds.
The doctors don't.
That sounds perfect for somebody in sports, fitness, and nutrition.
I don't think so.
Here's the deal.
That could be real science.
I don't think the
involved.
president's council should have a council on sport, fitness, and nutrition.
I think you're right. And
so
is he getting
who
paid?
cares who gets put in there?
Does he get paid for this? If he gets paid for this, I'm even more upset. Find that out. Steve? Steve's not doing anything.
We'll pause until Steve has the answer.
Oh, God, he's still sleeping.
See you next week.
Bye-bye. All right, so I think that's stupid.
What?
It's
Dr.
just,
Oz, why?
It's fodder for the left. Oh, see, Trump's stupid. He's got pseudoscience there, and he doesn't believe in global warming. Now he's got some kook as a medical doctor. It's
not medical doctor.
It's a
He would
caricature
be on the
himself.
council on sports, fitness, and nutrition.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what he does for a living. He is a doctor.
Yeah, I guess he used to be a good neurosurgeon.
Okay. So I think he can talk around and be like, throwing a football's healthy.
Or not.
Or
Get my
not
book.
healthy.
Why playing sports and having fitness and nutrition is bad for you.
It's bad for some people.
It is for me. Especially the nutrition part. Well, the sports and fitness, too. I am a specimen. I got my my Cotton Bowl. Western Michigan, my alma mater, against Wisconsin. I don't know what year that was. A couple of years ago?
2017, it says right there.
Wow,
It was
that's,
a
right on the top.
Good year Cotton Bowl.
Yeah, okay. That's last year or so, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Go Broncos.
That
All
was,
right.
That was a fluke. Never will happen again.
Never will happen again.
All right.
All right. So I guess the mastermind, you say his name.
Allegedly. Khalid Sheikh Mohammed.
He was in Guantanamo.
The hell was that?
It was a pig for him. They don't like pigs.
I don't think that's funny.
Why?
It's not funny. I
think it is funny.
I don't think it is, but okay, let's move on.
Next, you're saying I can't make fun of other religious people.
I mean, just because this guy's a jerk.
He's in Guantanamo.
He doesn't represent everyone.
He's got dirt on Gina Haspel, who's being nominated as the CIA director.
Right.
He won't say exactly what it is, but Mohammed's attorney says, it's worth a look. He's got 3 paragraphs of very important information on her. And the left is loving it. They want to take the word of a terrorist.
Of course.
Anything to paint Trump as this evil whatever. Excuse me. And it's true that Gina was apparently in that part of the world that had those black ops and those torture things.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she was involved in that. At the time, they looked the other way.
At the time what, Brian?
I was going to say, times were different then.
Yeah, they were.
Now it's very clear that...
We used to get answers from terrorists.
Yeah, damn it. They waterboarded him like 130 times in like
Khalid Sheikh Mohammed?
5 weeks or something. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Anyways.
Crazy, huh?
I wouldn't want to be waterboarded.
No. We should do it for the show.
You should.
No, not me.
We can do it right here on the
Sounds like
table.
a
I'll
terrible
lift
idea.
up one end of it, and we'll go.
Okay.
We got lots of water there in glasses. All we need is a towel.
I don't want to be thirsty.
No, you won't be.
All right.
All right. So screw him. Don't give him any credibility. I don't care if he knows who killed Kennedy. I don't want to hear it.
I thought we do know who killed Kennedy.
Boy,
There were 2 or 3 shooters.
you didn't listen to the author we had on, did you? A long time ago.
Yeah, we did, didn't we? That's what's his name? Johnson?
He wrote a book on
What the heck was his name? I don't remember.
conspiracy. It wasn't Oswald.
Wow. All right. That was fun.
All right, so the NRA convention was last weekend, right?
In Dallas.
The big news, speaking of Dallas, at 1 o'clock today in Dallas, Texas, President Kennedy died. Walter Cronkite.
Yeah.
In Dallas. This is funny that we're...
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Too soon?
Let's talk about crime, too.
We will.
Okay.
NRA convention in Dallas. No guns, of course. We talked about that last week, and that was the Secret Service. Still people having blowback with that. But one guy wanted to look at, I guess, violent crime in the city, like 2 weekends before the NRA convention,
Okay.
and compare it to the weekend that the NRA was in there with all their law-abiding armed citizens. And he found that 2 weeks before, there was 32 violent crimes during that time period.
Okay.
The week just prior was 34.
It's consistent.
And then during the convention, there were just 20.
Huh. That's weird.
That's a third.
Two-thirds.
More than third.
A third less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Third less.
Mm-hmm.
Correlation doesn't mean causation.
Right. It's interesting, though.
But it is
It is interesting. There were probably more guns in Dallas, more legal guns in Dallas than on a standard weekend.
Probably so.
Yeah.
Legal being the key.
Interesting.
word. Yeah.
Did you see the little cafe?
What it does show that we can say, though, is that because of all those armed individuals, crime didn't go up.
Right. Which is
Blood in the
important
street.
thing. Because even if crime didn't go down, that's still a story of, hey, more
Right.
guns did not equal more crime. So.
Right.
Did you see there's like a cafe or a little restaurant or something that they, during the convention on their receipt said a portion of the proceeds will be donated to to gun control.
Some mom and pop diner or something.
And then
Just during the weekend or the time the NRA was in town.
And then quickly after all the backlash that
he did get
not surprisingly got, he put out a statement that said, well, we support the Second Amendment.
Well, what a bot.
We just think that we should have, we just want to talk about it, and we didn't know that it would be taken out of context. And
there was no context to be
there
taken out of.
Right, yeah. But before that, he'd been posting publicly, I have my message ready for when there's backlash, and we're going to, what's funnier than all these, stupid gun people and making them donate to anti-gun.
Yeah.
Jeez. I don't think it worked well for him.
Nope.
Wonder how he's doing now.
Although he got a lot of publicity.
He did. That's true.
Not good, but a lot of it.
Yeah. Well, any publicity is good publicity.
That's what they
right?
say.
I don't think it's true.
Did you hear about Trump flying to North Korea and kidnapping 3 people?
I did. That was weird, wasn't it?
Yeah. Apparently, he took 3 people out of the paradise known as North Korea.
He did.
I'm paraphrasing the Babylon Bee news site.
You're doing what you complained about at the beginning.
Right, fake news. They're a satirical website like The Onion, and that's what their headline was. Trump kidnaps 3 Koreans from... It was funny. But not being funny is that actually North Korea did release 3 prisoners that were being held.
Not funny,
for a long
but good
time.
news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, of course, the left still makes fun of that. Oh, look at that. They're distracting. They're distracting from the Russia problem, the Russian problem. That's what they're distracting from. Trump's just doing that to distract from the Russian controversy. There isn't any.
No, yeah, there isn't.
Jeez.
There just, frankly, isn't any. So there's no distraction. I mean, it's something that presidents for years have been trying to do. Not for these 3, because these 3 have only been in for like 3 or 4 years. Yeah. 3 years for one and a year for the other.
Yeah.
Which is too long to be in North Korean prison, I think.
I think so. Didn't work out for one young man a couple years ago, if you recall. They beat him to death, and he died in the U.S.
Terrible. So I think it's a very clear sign of progress with North Korea.
I'm still,
I think,
look, hopeful.
Yeah. It could turn out to be nothing, but I mean, we got 3 Americans that I assume they're good people. I don't know.
Well,
one was arrested for
pedophilia. Another one was arrested for serial murder.
Yeah, no. One was 2 of them were charged with carrying out hostile acts,
whatever that means,
while working at North Korean university, and one was arrested and accused of being a South Korean spy.
Probably all true.
It might be true. I don't know what hostile acts means, but because
I can act one out for you.
Wasn't there a kid that like took a poster or something?
Yeah,
and got in trouble for it. So.
That's the one that died.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Jeez.
He was there on a student trip or something. He took a poster off the wall as a souvenir.
I didn't know he was the one that died, though.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah.
All right.
They beat him.
So I think Trump is planning still to go there. He said his
wouldn't that be cool?
Pompeo or whatever was on his way to ahead of a trip to meet and figure things out. And Trump, I think Trump still plans to go. He hasn't 100% committed. He said,
"You mean to go right into North Korea?
To go there? Well, probably South Korea.
Oh.
But to visit with Kim Jung Un.
Huh?
I doubt he would go into North Korea, but
wouldn't
maybe
that be even better?
It would be great. And why wouldn't he? I mean,
the left would love it because they say, "Well, they'll just keep him there."
Keep him. He might.
It's worked out excellent.
He might defect. Like, oh, this
is pretty nice.
Wait, can I be your assistant dictator?
Yeah. Yeah, sure can for a while.
Surprised Obama didn't do that.
How do you know he didn't?
Yeah, have you seen him recently?
It wasn't Dennis Rodman that went.
Obama just.
It was Obama.
Obama did make a statement about the Iran deal. Saying,
yes, he did.
Making the world more dangerous.
Dangerous.
Because that piece of paper that wasn't really anything was keeping us all safe.
That's like a personal protection order.
Yeah, it's like a sign that says no guns.
We're being sarcastic and facetious today. Speaking of that, this is not facetious. I didn't get into the story. I can't believe this is true with the Illinois State Police or somebody coming out and saying if marijuana is legalized, we're going to have to kill all our drug dogs.
Well, that's not what they said.
And police, as you know, are good at killing dogs. And woodchucks. Did you hear about that?
Illinois, I don't know if it was the police. It may have been like the police union or something, but somebody affiliated.
Well, that's good research.
Some officials affiliated with the Illinois police did say if you legalize marijuana, we'll have to euthanize some of our dogs because they are trained very specifically to detect marijuana, and it's very, very difficult to untrain that. Sure. And they're trained very specifically to not be social. So you couldn't just let them be adopted into somebody's family. So no choice but to kill the dogs.
You know what? It's funny that they're not social because I think almost every canine officer, when their dog retires, keeps them and adopts them at home. And they serve out the rest of their life in a family.
I think it's pretty clear that this is ridiculous that they would have to kill their police dogs if marijuana is legalized.
Not only that, but you place them with a bunch of stoners. The dog just goes nuts.
It either goes nuts barking or just points at everything. Depending on the type of dog and the training, right?
Well, and if you give them brownies or not.
Yeah.
All right, so that was a stupid statement. I mean, that was for drama.
Of course it was for drama,
sympathy.
But what did they think would happen? Did they not think it would lead to, of course the police want to kill dogs? I mean, they didn't think that's where it would lead? Because, come on, of course they do.
What was it, New Hampshire, the cop that shot the woodchuck in the middle of the road?
Did you see the pictures?
Oh, that was great.
I mean,
oh, my God, that was great. Yeah, what an idiot.
It was charging right at him.
Right, it was fear for his life.
Was it a woodchuck? I was attacked by a woodchuck one time. I'm not joking.
I have an experience, too, I'll relate. Go ahead, tell me yours.
I got attacked by a woodchuck.
Yeah, well, you were trying to have sex with it, weren't you?
we beat it.
Oh.
Well, we had no choice. All we had was,
when it was attacking you?
Yeah, all we had was paintball guns, and that just made it more angry.
I bet. So how am I going to get this off? This is fur, you know. I got to dry clean this.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean, and I felt bad.
I was on a intramural college playground that had soccer and softball, so it was a big open cut field and stuff. And I was chipping with my 9-iron. I was hitting balls, 50 yards, 60 yards, whatever. Nobody out there, just myself.
50 yards with a 9-iron, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
What's wrong with that?
I could throw a ball that far, but that's fine. No, it's good.
That's what you use. What do you use a 9-iron for?
I don't know, 100, 120 yards or something like that.
Well, you were a varsity golfer.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You're great.
I used a 5-iron for 150 yards.
I know. Never made it.
Very rarely.
It's fine. It's
50 yards is a good chip. Ah, screw you. Anyways, I was out there.
I do want to be clear. Okay. I was on the varsity golf team.
I know.
But the golf team was horrible.
Well, that's all right.
So, I mean, it's not saying a whole lot.
So I'm out there. It's just me by myself. Noon. It's hot. It's in the summer. Campus is out. Or school's out. Right?
Woodchucks shouldn't be out at that time of day.
Right. And so this woodchuck, I see this little brown thing coming towards me at like 150 yards away. And it's just sort of trotting and stopping and trotting and stopping. And so I'm standing still. I say, how close is this little SOB going to come? He kept coming closer. He walked right by me.
Wow.
Like he never even saw me.
But he didn't attack you?
No.
Okay.
I had a golf club, but still.
So you're saying this woodchuck probably would have just ran right past the cop?
That's what I'm thinking. He just wanted to get to the other side of the road.
How did this cop think it was safe to discharge his firearm there on the road?
Exactly.
Why didn't he run that over with his squad car?
Like they do raccoons.
Right.
Okay. That's too much time on that. All right.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Well, especially when everybody's got video cameras and they're,
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame. A cop can't just kill a harmless animal nowadays.
He has to be bothered by the public. Video. It's on the damn internet now.
Let's take a break.
Wait a minute. I got a trivia question.
Okay. Is it going to be hard? Did you forget to write it? Do you need me to read it?
In 1984, this is an easy one.
Okay.
In 1984, vice presidential debates. During the debate, George H.W. Bush debated against who? Who was the other vice president candidate?
All right.
In 1984.
Wow, H.W. Bush as vice president.
And
I have no idea.
You don't know who? You knew he was a vice president, right?
Of course I do, but I don't know who.
And bonus points for if you know who the presidential candidate was.
On which side?
On the opposite side.
Of Bush?
So the answer is a vice president. Who was the presidential candidate?
Of the vice president that George H.W. Bush was debating.
It's pretty easy.
All right.
1984.
Okay.
So that's it.
We'll be right back.
Lock it in. And rip the knob off. Red State Talk Radio.
My Parents Open Carry, a pro-gun kids book from White Feather Press. 13-year-old Brenna and her parents spend their day in typical fashion. But what's not so typical is that Brenna's parents lawfully open carry handguns for self-defense. And the Strongs join a growing number of families who are standing up for their Second Amendment right and bringing gun ownership out of the closet. Order your copy of this unique kids book at myparentsopencarry.com.
It's a bumpy ride through the political jungle with Nate and Brian.
Believe me, if I started murdering people, there'd be none of you left.
What? Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy emergency prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 877-219-8770 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 877-219-8770 to take your call now. Call 877-219-8770. That's 877-219-8770. Again, 877-219-8770.
Whenever I'm feeling a little down under, I can always count on Nate and Brian for their interesting perspective on topics important to freedom and civil rights by listening to the At Odds Show. Nate and Brian cover important topics with insight, intelligence, and of course humor. I can always expect a laugh or two. So if you want to be informed and have a great time, give these guys a listen.
At Odds. The At Odds Show with the greatest political talk show hosts in history, Nate and Brian. And it's sad that they actually believe that. So give a listen because the delusional need love too.
Are you looking for some way cool t-shirts? Check out ChugDug.com. They have hundreds of crazy fun t-shirts like gun, patriotic, and you better believe zombie shirts. At ChugDug.com, you'll find quality shirts at a quality price. All shirts start at just $10 with free shipping over $50. Mention Radio 1 coupon code at checkout and grab a cool 10% off. That's ChugDug.com. T-shirts with attitude.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-755-9290. That's 800-755-9290. 800-755-9290.
Hi, I'm Brian.
And I'm Nate.
If you like the At Odds Show,
and we know you do,
why not order your very own At Odds t-shirt sizes small to 6XL in a cool black color?
So support our show. Check out the great prices at ChugDug.com or head over to our website, atoddshow.com, and click the link.
And, unlike listening to our show, you won't be disappointed. Welcome back to At Odds.
Welcome back.
I'm Brian. That's Nate.
Not really rehearsed at this.
No, buy our books. Nate and I wrote the book, My Parents Open Carry, great kids book. Amazon has it at a reduced price right now, a little bit.
Okay.
And now's a good time to buy it.
Find a link on atoddshow.com.
Yes. Newly corrected. Excellent. Sales have been up just a little bit because it's amazing what a little price change can do for sales.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
does anybody know that?
Is
that studied at all?
I don't think so. No,
Are there any formulas for that?
I think there's a lot of
algorithms.
Opportunity. No, there's no algorithms
for that.
It's a hard word.
All right. So, trivia question: in 1984, vice presidential debate was between George H.W. Bush and a vice president candidate. Do we have some guesses?
Lots of them.
All right.
Real good ones, too. Ford.
George Washington.
Bernie Sanders. That was a guess. George Washington was a guess. Samuel Adams.
Wait a minute. Who?
John Smith.
Wait a minute.
Ross Perot.
Okay, wait a minute. John Smith. Ford. Okay, well, Bush, I'm assuming, was a Republican vice president. Ford was a Republican. So the person would have to be a Democrat.
Maybe it was a primary.
It wasn't a primary. These were the candidates.
Was it Dick Cheney?
Again.
Mike Pence?
Yes, it was Mike Pence. All right. I think it was a first. It was a record. It was a female.
Wow.
It was Geraldine Ferraro.
Ooh.
Who was the vice president of who was the president? You knew this.
I knew this.
Say it.
Yeah, it was Walter Mondale.
All right. Geraldine was born in 1935 and passed away in 2011. She did not live to see Hillary run for president.
Yeah.
Lucky her.
Lucky. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Right. All right. On this day in 1877.
Oh, it was a good year. Good year.
Rutherford B. Hayes has the White House's first telephone installed.
Wow.
In the telegraph room. Hayes embraced the new technology, even though there weren't many phones around. Guess what his number was?
1.
You were right. His number was 1. It wasn't until a year later that the first telephone exchange was set up in Connecticut, and it would take 50 more years until Herbert Hoover had the first telephone line installed at his desk. Rutherford B. Hayes was the 19th president of the United States. Won a controversial and fiercely disputed election. Sound familiar?
No, not at all.
Against Samuel Tilden.
Were there hanging chads?
He withdrew troops from the Reconstruction states in order to restore local control and goodwill. This is Reconstruction.
Yeah.
Many thought that was a perceived betrayal of African Americans in the South. He served only a single term because that's what he promised, Nate. He said, if elected, I will only serve 1 term. And he kept his word.
Wow.
That's this day in history.
So exciting. I'm glad you shared that with us.
Did you know it was nude gardening last weekend?
What do you think I was doing last weekend?
I saw the video.
Korea.
I cannot unsee the video.
What about it?
Yeah, a woman. So a woman was out nude gardening, as she does from time to time, and apparently a neighbor called the police and complained. And they'd come to her house before, and the police never arrested her, but they always said, if you covered up your nipples, that's what's really offensive, is your nipples. So she actually had some pasties put on, some stickers on her nipples while she was out there. And this time they did arrest her and take her in and book her and all that crap. The thing is, this was in, I don't know where it was, East Coast. It was New York State. The thing is, women topless nudity is legal and has been for like 20 years. So I don't know what they charged her with. So I suspect a lawsuit's in order.
Oh, this isn't what I was expecting.
What? Where did you look?
I looked at the article. I was just trying to get a sense of why the neighbors called.
Was there a picture of her?
Yes.
Does she look nice?
I mean, my wife listens to the show once in a while.
Yeah,
so
no, she's horrible.
Of course
not even. You're averting your eyes.
But she's 30 years old.
Yeah. Young, vivacious.
She's a restaurant cook.
Oh, yeah.
It was too hot for her to...
Oh, it's always too hot.
Oh, I'm on the wrong article.
She works as a cook in a hot kitchen, but it was too hot for her to garden. Oh.
Right. All right.
Anyway,
let's move on.
All right. You put this down here. You talk about nappies.
I just thought it was interesting. I wanted to get your opinion on it.
I have my opinion.
This is
Australia.
I'm doing quotes here. An expert on consent culture,
sex and consent,
and she was doing an interview, and she said that you should always ask for consent. I mean, always, but in a particular case, you should ask for consent before changing your baby's nappy, which Brian, is a diaper for normal people. And the host was like, well, you talk about like people that are age 3 and whatever. And she said, well, yeah, even newborns. So we work with parents to, that you should ask. Say, hey, I'm going to change your nappy. Is that okay?
Yeah.
And then pause.
Right. And give them a chance to respond
and then,
to that.
They won't.
They feel validated that way as a human being.
Do they?
Yeah. They feel valued and loved that you're asking their consent before you rip their clothes off, Nate.
I bet they don't.
And then you fondle their genitalia.
I bet they don't.
As you're cleaning up the area.
Yeah, I bet they don't feel validated.
It's ridiculous.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think when kids get older, you kind of explain to them and they know what's going on, right?
And they usually don't like it too much because it's kind of uncomfortable.
Well, when they're 15.
Yeah.
And then they're still using diapers, but...
I'm 60 now, Nate, so it's uncomfortable.
But you're not uncomfortable with it.
I am!
Oh, you are? Okay,
Yeah, I get a rash.
I'll ask next time.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I wish you would.
I 100% support, like, consent for people that can give consent. But things like an infant, a newborn...
Right, it's ridiculous.
You ask... It's not doing anything. I've seen... There was a whole campaign that I saw about... like, you shouldn't make your kids hug family and things like that.
Oh, yeah. You shouldn't force them to hug grandpa or something.
Yeah. No, come on. I mean, come on. You have to use judgment. I don't think there's any black and white answers for these sorts of things, but it's getting a little out of hand.
Your little sweetheart always hugs me goodbye.
She hugs everyone.
She loves... Oh,
I mean, yeah, you're special, Brian.
Thank you. That's what I was going for. All right.
She's smart, but sometimes she gets things wrong. Like when you showed up to the studio today in Latvia, she said, "Dad, it's your friend," and I was like, "Where?
No, your best friend."
Yeah, I didn't want to make her sound really wrong.
She was sort of wrong.
Just a little wrong.
Don't go there.
She said, "Dad, it's your best friend." I was like, "Well," and I was looking for him. I didn't see him. You were here, but.
Uh-huh. Now you know why I've been a little down and depressed lately. All right, so U.S. Representatives Debbie Dingell and Fred Upton, both of Michigan. This is a U.S.
It's not
reps.
What? Oh, it is Dingell. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Of course. They are proposing a bill that will flood states with money if they just enact red flag laws. And they would provide guidance of how these statutes should be written and how you can go about disarming.
This is the federal
people.
Government.
This is the federal government dangling a carrot in front of the states.
Which, I mean, it's like speed limits. It's
same thing. Well, the speed limits was forced. That was you will do it or lose funding. This is encouraging.
This is more like
it's a carrot.
This is more like having a drug-free workplace where you can get some benefits for having like a certified drug-free in Michigan.
I wouldn't know anything about that, Nate.
You wouldn't?
No.
You have a drug-full workplace?
No, I work for a place that drugs are not allowed, unlike where you work, which was that pharmaceutical company that actually makes drugs.
But no, what I'm saying, there were incentives for companies to have drug-free workplaces.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, you should do.
This was in the
research.
state? This is a state thing or federal?
I'm not sure. No.
Well, anyways, everyone I think knows who's a gun supporter. Recognizes the abuses that a red flag law.
Oh, of course,
can cause.
I mean, we see it without red flag laws,
and that's just the thing I was discussing with a coworker because he had asked about it and stuff, and he knew I was going to be upset, and I said, well, kind of am, but on the other hand, we already have laws in place that disavow people with mental issues from getting firearms. We have domestic violence and laws that will take guns away from people. You have personal protection orders where a judge can order guns be removed from the home. So there's already lots of those laws in place. This is a knee-jerk reaction to the feds screwing up in Florida.
Right.
They had all of the power they needed to have stopped this kid if they had recognized it and dealt with him like maybe they should have. So it's knee-jerk. It's ridiculous. It's like the assault rifle that's so deadly and horrible they want to outlaw, and it's used in so very few crimes with millions and millions of those rifles around.
Yep.
I just don't really have anything to say except that I think they're dangerous because I think you should have a lot of reasons to take somebody's constitutional rights away.
Yeah, absolutely, and I don't think...
Should be a lot of evidence.
For sure, and I don't think the federal government should be giving incentives to states to really do much of anything, but to impose laws like this.
And we know that the personal protection orders are abused by spouses who like going through a divorce or they're mad at their spouse, and so you
file and have a good story and you'll get it.
They take the guns away, and then you have to go to court and prove that you're innocent.
It's silly. And then if you really do want to do harm, you still can, because a piece of paper doesn't stop you.
Right, and that's what I explained to my my coworker there. I said, how many people are been murdered with personal protection orders, and they take the guns away? They find a way, right?
Yep.
Even if it's running them over with a car,
like a raccoon.
We want to bow down to Kent State because they did a great job by protecting the students there.
Yeah, that was good. That was a close call.
Yeah, that was. It could have been mayhem.
Real close.
Mayhem. Where a female junior, was overheard talking to a friend on a phone, saying something like, "Oh man, it's too bad. I can't carry on campus because I have a concealed pistol license, and that's kind of a bummer that they don't allow that here."
Yeah.
And so a junior cadet, which was actually a criminal justice student or something, overheard that, and so he reported to his authorities that this woman had a gun and was threatening to shoot up the school.
Whew.
I don't know how he made that connection, but he was just doing his duty. And so they yanked her out of class while she was taking a final exam, searched her bag, patted her down, questioned her.
They found 7 or 8 firearms?
Yeah, they found a bazooka and 2 hand grenades,
and
too.
And a bazooka, that's right. You can't forget that.
No, she didn't have a gun, and that's not what she said. And they literally made a federal case of it. Not literally. We don't want to really read what is
figuratively. No, of course not. It's too small anyway.
I want to congratulate more gun manufacturers. Mossberg announced that they're no longer going to be dealing with Dicks.
And Springfield Armory.
And
both
MKS.
cut off Dicks. Yeah.
MKS. So there's at least 3 pretty big gun manufacturing companies that are saying screw Dicks.
Well, hey, they don't want to make guns that they're going to just destroy.
You're laughing at something?
Yeah, this picture.
Oh.
It's the campus reform story.
Oh, you're reading it?
It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's a lot of fiction in there. All right, let's see. You want to do? Let's do a good self-defense story. Want to do one?
You want to act one out?
No.
Okay.
Because there could be brandishing involved. So here it is, Nate. It's during the day. A man knocks on your door. You're a woman. Your 17-year-old daughter is sleeping in the back room.
Okay.
Man opens the door and asks for someone that they didn't recognize. And they said,
all right.
I don't know who that person is. They don't live here, and close the door. But her spidey senses said, this isn't good. Oh, by the way, did I tell you he was holding a shovel?
No, you didn't.
Yeah, he was holding a shovel.
Okay.
That's weird. So she didn't think that was good. So she ran into the bedroom, woke her daughter up, told her to go into the back bedroom where their guns were, grab the dogs, and call 911. And she started looking through the windows. She gets the gun, and just as she gets the gun and goes out into the living room, he busts the door down.
Oh.
Shovel in hand.
Good spidey senses by her.
And so she points the gun at him, a nice big 6-inch revolver, and says, one more move and I'll kill you.
She said that.
She said that.
In that voice.
In that voice. I'll kill you.
She's a smoker.
And he stopped dead. And he grumbled something, muttered something. He walks out the door, and then before he leaves, he turns back and he says, y'all need to know is y'all need to leave me the F alone. And he walked off into the woods.
With his shovel.
Huh. Now, who knows what this maniac was going to do? The point is, it was 14 minutes later the police arrived.
Yeah,
and my point is, when seconds count, the police are only minutes away.
Yeah, good for her.
What's cool is she was a former police officer, so she kind of knew how to handle that.
Got it. Well, that's still good.
It's
very
excellent. Good. And they did catch him with his shovel.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he's alive, but I don't know. They didn't explain what he was.
Sounds to me like something's wrong with him.
Yeah, that's what I think too, but who knows? All right, so. What do you got?
I got 20 seconds.
I don't have
You didn't know any good jokes?
I know it. I was trying to think of a joke. All my jokes are long and extended out and boring.
Yeah, none of them are funny.
With no punchline.
That's all. Hey, next week we'll have a show.
Yep. Second Amendment March. Check it out. Check out our Facebook. Check out our Facebook page. Like us. Check out our book. Our book's great. It makes a great gift.
All right. See you next week.
All right. Bye-bye.